We are live.
Okay, before I come to the innings, those 2 sixes by Thala Dhoni, the sound that came not just with ball hitting the bat, the eruption of joy that was around Chepauk. It is one of the 8 wonders of the world. You have to be at the stadium, and remember, every time when a wicket fell, there was anticipation that Thala Dhoni would come. 1427 days later, how does he get off the mark in Chepauk? One, an uppercut 6, and second, a hooked 6, 89 meters. Even at the age of 40 plus, Thala continues to dazzle. But before the Thala show, 57 from Ruturaj Gaikwad and 47 from Devon Conway. 9 overs, they were 110.
Remember we were discussing briefly about, should we drop Devon Conway? No, because he's Conway.
He's Conway. The actual guy who set out playing all 3 formats well, by the way. Then cameos from Shivam Dube, Ambati Raidu, and those 2 sixes from MS Dhoni.
And don't forget Moeen Ali as well. Good quick fire 90. Moeen.
Yeah. So those efforts have ensured that Chennai Super Kings end on 217 for 7. 2 milestones along the way. MS Dhoni, 5,000 T20 runs.
Exactly.
Thala bigger
runs.
IPL runs.
Yeah. IPL runs. T20, yes.
It's not like he plays any other T20. It's not like he goes and plays BBL or something.
When you say T20 runs, then it takes into account other,
your internationals also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thala Dhoni with 5,000 runs, and that too getting a milestone with a 6.
Exactly.
And at
Chepauk. In front of his Anbudan meaning his loved ones.
Yes.
And
he is the adopted child, yaar.
He's Thala. That means he's the supreme leader. That's a bigger elevation than an adopted child.
Shouldn't say supreme leader considering
Okay.
You call him the adopted child because again, he's originally from Ranchi, you know that, but then the city's adopted him and he's very much their son as well.
And let me tell you, he speaks much better Tamil than even the residents there. You just see the video that when Chennai Super Kings released it in 2018. In the number music start the whistle, he spoke like a typical Chennai Tamil guy. And it's a tribute to the guy that he's blended with the culture so well, and the blending is the result that everybody loves him. And of course, not just Chennai, he is loved everywhere in the world. That's how MS Dhoni is. But Lucknow Super Giants, oh boy, they have had problems. But I'm not going overboard in the CSK tribute, because last time when CSK and LSG met, Lucknow Super Giants chased down 211.
Exactly.
And the bowling in the CSK camp
does not inspire
that much, but this is Chepauk.
Yes.
They will have to do their impact substitution very well, because LSG are batting all the way till number 9 now.
Also,
Ayush Badoni came in as the impact player replacing Avesh Khan.
Also, I just had to say, when I started watching after about 5-6 overs, I was wondering what stadium are we watching the match in? All of us are predicting, it'll be okay, but it'll spin a bit. There was no spin, there was no seam, there was no nothing. It was as true a batting wicket as you could possibly think. Like, you would be forgiven for thinking this was happening at the M. Chinnaswamy rather than the M. H. Adambaram Stadium, because that's how good the pitch was playing.
Which is why one has to really talk about the bowling spell of Ravi Bishnoi.
Yes.
I called it before.
She called it, by the way.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your analysis. Why do you think Bishnoi achieved, Gargi, so much success on this wicket?
Well, I had gone with how he's done in the previous match. Of course, he's been in phenomenal form, it looks like. But today I was expecting it to be a spin-friendly wicket. But Ravi Bishnoi, the way he bowled, he's showed everyone that he doesn't need a spin-friendly wicket to get wickets.
I think I will sum up Gargi's point with one more thing. You remember the speed variations?
Yes.
I was about to come to that only. He bowled like a bowler who was applying his mind today. Wasn't just relying on his variation, wasn't just relying on the turn. By the way, he managed to get some turn also, so there was some purchase for him. But he was applying himself as well. Take a look at the wicket of Moeen Ali, let's say for that matter. Judged very well, dropped the ball short, got him stumped.
Correct. And he was varying his pace a lot. Sometimes he was firing in a quicker one. Sometimes he was keeping it slow. And the best part, what I'm really liking to say about him is that he's no longer just a googly bowler.
Exactly.
He's got his leg break sorted.
Yeah.
So he's using a leg break and then...
And with that run up of his, I'm thinking, one of the things when I think about him is, and the variation that he's added, let's say, to his, let's say, as one of his tricks, let's say, that he's added is, from that time wherein we stopped seeing him after the Asia Cup.
Yeah, Asia Cup.
He started, again, that run up of his, that speed with which he comes in, was always something that he could have used to his strength, but he didn't.
Now he is.
Now he is. He is now using it to get that extra pace, and he's, the fact that he is changing it's giving him much more in the air. So he's using that flight much more, and he's changing those speeds of his. That is what is helping him.
In fact, when I was watching him bowl today, he reminded me of another spinner who CSK fans would be very familiar with, Imran Tahir. The kind of run-up he had. He also sometimes would have the thing where he'd run quickly and fire one in quick.
Yes.
That's what Bishnoi was doing today. Few ones were fired in, some leg breaks, some googlies, some straighter ones. Good use of his variations. Very clever with the way he was bowling. And pick of the LSG bowlers, unsurprisingly.
One more thing, very familiar with Imran Tahir. Bowling well in the death.
Yes.
Imran Tahir, when he started out for RPS, he was a trump bowler in the death overs. And he didn't have that much of success in CSK because after 2019, they rarely played him. After 2019. And that's why, see, Ravi Bishnoi, what suggested to me, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, the wicket of Moeen Ali, the dip that he got.
Yeah.
He's bowling much more slower, and we all thought, okay, why would you send a left-hander? Because Bishnoi generally will spin the ball in to the left-hander, but he was spinning it away.
He was constantly spinning it away.
And the margin, he was keeping it on the stumps. When he missed that stumps line, he was getting it.
Exactly.
But keeping in that stumps line ensured 4 overs, 3 for 28. And leg spinner, could CSK have tried some of an impact player, say like Prashant Solanki?
Especially considering that on these so-called batting tracks, the only bowlers who you can really expect to have some sort of success in getting you wickets, pacers, yes, but you saw Mark Wood. He was getting such true bounce that it was very easy to just use his pace. The thing with the wrist spinners, though, they're not relying on the track as much. It's more about the wrist. So I don't know. I think they were right. Maybe you can see they could have used Prashant Solanki, but he's not on the bench.
Again, look at I'll come back to you, Gargi, because what happened in this is, look at the figures for Krishnappa Gautam and Krunal Pandya. What are they? Off spinner, left arm orthodox. Who are the off spinners and left arm orthodox in the Chennai team? Jadeja, Santner, and Moeen Ali. Does it mean that perhaps your spinning options actually can be a weak link on this absolute flat featherbed of a track?
Could be. Absolutely.
What about you, Gargi?
Well, I was about to say that, on tracks like these, when batters have an upper hand, you need to just keep it simple sometimes. I mean, obviously you need to work on your variations, but also keeping it stump to stump, the ball. That's what Ravi Bishnoi did today, and look at how he succeeded.
You can answer this, Gargi. Do you think Bishnoi was introduced late? Akash Bharadwaj is asking.
No, with the impact that he had, I think it was perfect.
Yeah, because if you had to bowl him in the power play, they would have really gone after him.
I see a problem there with the timing of his introduction into the attack.
Yeah.
But one thing, gents, and of course to our newest member as well, one thing that we must talk about before play resumes, what went wrong with Mark Wood today?
He's got 3 wickets.
But that was just 2 wickets towards the end, and that was after conceding 2 sixes that he got the wicket of MS Dhoni. But look at his numbers today, and the fact that his first 3 overs he was just leaking runs. What went wrong with him?
I think one of those days. It doesn't always have to be a perfect figure. I mean, if someone is getting you wickets, then
it's not like he wasn't getting you pace, but on such a track where the bounce is true, the pace will more often than not be used against you, because you get a little bit of bat on it, send it flying, it's gonna go flying, which is what was happening to Markpur today. I'm surprised he didn't try a couple more Yorkers, because he was, again, as I said, he was getting it up, he was ramping it up to like 147, 148, 150 he was touching. Ambati Raidu, very brave man to be walking across his stumps and playing a flick like that on a very full ball.
49 Ks that ball
Exactly, he had to mistime that shot ever so slightly. It was either hitting his pad or his stumps, he was a goner, dead duck.
Okay, so there are two comments that are directed at me. Okay, I'll first take GG case. Is Dhoni still a flop this IPL? He's talking about the flop players video that we have done. GGK, wait and watch.
Way too early.
Way too early. I said it based on an instinct that after 14 games, what will happen. Sarat Chandra Yalamadhyas said just that Dhoni is a good IPL player. Sarat Chandra, I have always said it. Shane is proof, and all these guys are proof. Dhoni is a great ODI player. He's an IPL legend. He's a bad T20
player. You said T20I player, not T20 player. On IPL, he's a certified bona fide.
I've said it all the time.
Correct.
I have always accepted that Dhoni is a great finisher when it comes to ODIs and IPL. But he was woeful in 2020 internationals.
Big
just
difference.
as England, just as Zimbabwe, man.
Yeah. Also, by the way, my flop player call looking very good so far.
Oh yeah.
I said Ben Stokes.
Oh.
Yes. And honestly, if he's not going to bowl, he's not a 16 crore batsman.
It pretty much justifies that, I would say. Again, it doesn't make sense for anyone to be spending that kind of money. That's like spending that kind of money on a Sam Curran and he doesn't bowl then.
Exactly. That's the problem. And honestly, I don't blame CSK because he picked up the injury post the auction. And now obviously his workload will be managed.
Workload will be managed, but two things. Number one, if Stokes doesn't bowl, but I don't think that CSK and Dhoni will be bold enough to make that change.
To bring in Dwayne Pretorius in place of him, yeah.
Because if you're looking at form with the bat, even Dwayne Pretorius is a good bat. Can hit those big shots.
Yeah, don't forget. But hasn't he? He's not played much more internationally. He retired a while back.
He retired. He is a good hitter, but again, he is hit and miss. But with Stokes,
you get at least a guarantee of some runs.
But
really,
I think Stokes is batting in the wrong position.
No, you can say that for a lot of them because even Raidu at 5, I think, is a bit too low.
Yes, I think Stokes, if he's going to be the anchor, you have to play him at number 3.
Yeah, which is where England were playing him.
Exactly. You will have to play Ben Stokes at number 3. If you have to get the best out of him with the bat, if he's not going to bowl, then I'm sorry. Either because when Tikshana and Pretorius are available, Santner goes out for Tikshana.
Then it's a conundrum. Because you can't drop Devon Conway either. Him and Ruturaj are a good opening pair.
Who came in before Stokes?
I think it was Shivam Dube.
Shivam Dube, you've got the whole batting lineup wrong.
Yeah, actually, because Dube is not a number 3 either.
You have got a team of floaters in the middle order. That's your problem. And let me tell you one thing. Dhoni was very, very animated because remember what cost them the game against Gujarat? It was the bowling. What cost them the game against Lucknow Super Giants in IPL 2022?
It was the bowling.
And ironically, Dwayne Pretorius had a very bad day.
Yeah, but I think they would have some confidence if they had a Pretorius in their lineup right now because that bowling looks threadbare.
Because who are they missing? They are missing Tikshana. On this wicket, where there is not much of turn, Tikshana's stump-to-stump line will whatever.
Stump-to-stump line, that drift he
that
can get.
In the air, that movement in the air.
Drift in the air and of course his carom ball, which people generally tend to struggle to pitch.
So when our family members ask me, what is Tikshana? He's not a spinner. He is not a spinner. He's a mystery bowler. A straight dibbly-dobbly mystery bowler.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to come.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's not like Mendes. Remember, the real mystery was Mendes.
And then it got figured out.
Yes. Akila Dhananjaya also. Akila Dhananjaya picked it up from Mendes because Mendes you would see that arm variation. You would see the finger. He's preparing the carom ball. If he did this, it was the googly. It was a leg break kind of.
Correct.
If he did this,
it was an off.
Like this, he was an off break.
Exactly.
So it needed subtle variations in his finger and wrist. But with Tikshana, it's not that. Tikshana is just a stump-to-stump bowler.
And not just that, his wrist doesn't really move as much or deviate.
Yes.
So it's pretty straight arm. It's a bit like, dare I say, even like a Sunil Narayan or a Varun Chakravarti, similar mold. You'll never see their arm when it comes here. It's just this or this. It's very hard to read off the arm. And their line is again stump to stump more often than not. So you're thinking, if I play a wrong shot and miss,
They are just there to hold the pressure. And remember, when Tikshana came in that game against Mumbai Indians, they started winning.
yeah, because he plugged a big hole, which was the power play bowlers.
Yes, that is
And when
why.
you're holding the pressure from one end, wickets go out from the other.
And again, Gargi, your theory will be tested again here and maybe proven right. Whoever gets the best start often goes on to
But
win.
man alive, Kyle Mayers on this pitch. Oof.
Dhoni was very animated.
I think this match is going to go down the wire.
Yeah, I think we are getting your first real close match today. Whoever wins. And I'm, by the way, still sticking with LSG. I think KL Rahul will score a century.
Wow! Wow.
He'd love it, by the way. He'd love this surface.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he would. He would.
Yeah. For batters like him who thrive in such conditions, or let's say Rohit also, would want to
Rohit
come
right now is not thriving in any conditions.
He is not. But again, just the perfect place to get your confidence back, I would say.
True.
We saw Gaikwad make things look extremely easy, but that's with him, I know.
He always bats like that.
Exactly. He's always. But again, when KL Rahul probably saw him back, he'll be like, dude, I can't wait to get there.
And Deepak Chahar opening.
Deepak Chahar, and I think the key bowler, if he has to get backup, is Rajvardhan Hangargekar.
But
Yeah, but Hangargekar, by the way, last time was a little.
But he came back very well in the death overs.
interestingly, the first match, I would say, in 4 days now, that has actually, innings, I would say, that ended in the stipulated time. There wasn't it didn't shoot up.
5
Correct.
It didn't overshoot.
Yeah. But
That's
again,
MS Dhoni's captainship for you. I mean,
he wasn't bowling, but yeah.
it was KL Rahul.
No.
KL,
Hey, let's give KL some credit. Come on.
Yeah.
It was because
See,
he was on the
we
ground.
know that Shane has said this 100 to reverse jinx KL Rahul. I just
No, I have a weird feeling. Let's say.
you have
Who
a
knows?
weird feeling. That's even worse than okay.
Yeah.
So the impact player
Who is it going to be? Deshpande?
Tushar.
It is Tushar.
It is indeed Tushar.
And I think Ambati will go out. Yeah,
There we go.
Ambati has been substituted, and Tushar Deshpande is your impact player. Can he have
Can you have a positive impact for CSK?
exactly? If he has a positive impact, along with Hangargekar, who was good last time in the death, Chahar with the power play, if he can run through, get some quick wickets, then I think CSK are sorted. But otherwise, with LSG batting all the way till number 9, they have the same problem. Too many floaters.
Their middle order is
Same like CSK, too many floaters.
Correct.
So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. CSK technically should actually hold their own, but stranger things have happened in the ad. Chepauk, remember, high scoring venue, 200 has been chased down. CSK chased down against RCB. Rajasthan Royals almost did it in 2010, 246 when Chennai posted, Murli Vijay 127. 223 Rajasthan Royals came.
Beyond me how he remembers that. 2010.
Yeah.
Because I remember it for Doug Bollinger.
Oh yes, Doug Bollinger.
Yes, and of course, Vijay, man, 127. Murli Vijay, he's the most, you may say, not given his worth.
The underrated opener, we called him the
We
underrated
did call him an
opener.
underrated opener. Yeah.
Not given his due. Absolutely. So, Chahar getting some bounce and a bit of swing.
Yeah, new ball.
With
And I
Chahar,
think
you expect that
first
little bit of
time playing for
movement.
CSK in Chepauk, by the way, another edition.
No, Chahar has played if I'm not wrong.
When did he play? 2019 did he play?
Yeah, I think he was part of the team.
No.
90,
He was in 2020, right?
exactly. He was picked in that season where then he got injured, I guess, no?
22. That you're
So
talking
that you're thinking of 22. Let me check this.
I think, Chennai didn't pick Deepak Chahar in 2019.
Before that.
Let me
I think it was
check.
2020.
Even I doubt.
Yeah, I got to check though. I may be mistaken because I can't remember so many things. Oh, and it was wide, swinging and wide, and KL Rahul.
But it's
Mistimes
still
it.
not gone for a 4 by the way.
Mistimes it.
Yeah, 2018. See, told you.
Oh yeah, he's been
Come
there.
on, yeah.
Yeah, so he's played 8 games.
I remember him and Lord used to be the bowlers.
Shardul.
Yeah.
Shardul. I remember Shardul
Of course you would.
because
All those wonderful contributions.
Yeah.
The impact player before being an impact
I
player.
know.
Exactly.
2 matches that he lost. 2 matches.
Never
One
mind all the matches he won you though.
And then against Mumbai.
RCB and Mumbai losing to 2 of the opponents that Chennai have a good rivalry against. How can we not forget that? So, yes, my bad, I'm sorry, Deepak Chahar 2018. Yes, he was I think he was one of the top bowlers for Chennai.
Yeah,
Now I remember.
Because he used to only bowl in the power play at that point. He
Yes.
bowled like 4 straight overs. I remember Dhoni.
Yes. So, thank you so much, folks, for joining us. And yeah, Chahar missed this line and Rahul got a 4 this time. and it will be a high-scoring chase.
Anyone changing predictions?
I'm not.
quickly?
I have to stick with Chennai. All of you have picked LSG.
No.
I she's also picked.
She picked Chennai.
I picked CSK.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm sticking with LSG and I'm sticking with KL 100.
All right. So a little update in the prediction, not a change. No much
Sahil
change.
GC stadium is not fully packed.
No.
Today's stadium.
It is
Are we
full.
watching the same match?
Yeah.
I hope we are watching the same here. Where we can see from the vantage point, it's full. Almost packed. I mean, say, out of a 70,000 capacity, maybe 68,000, 2,000 are not there.
Back-to-back boundaries?
No. They changed the field. Because
I think that that's smart. You know, just pack one of the very good execution of the plan, I would say over there.
Yeah.
Because this is something you're going to see happen very often in the power play now. A big total, KL and of course Mayors will be taking their chance.
Yes. So let's hope that MS Dhoni and his Anbudan give the Chepauk faithful lots to smile about, because CSK need a win. If they do not win this, then it puts their season in real jeopardy. And if you don't win at home, serious problem.
You know who you reminded me of right now? Will Buxton in Drive to Survive. If they don't win, it'll be a serious problem. If you don't, I'll explain that reference to you after.
I know.
Huh?
You're talking about. I hope it was not the Michael Owen commentary bit.
Similar, but
Please no.
anyway, sure.
Because looking at that's why I added the context.
Yeah.
Not winning at home.
That's
That's why. Please, I'm not that.
anyway.
So thank you, folks. Bye bye. Nandri. See you at the match end. Hopefully with a yellow win.